What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video. And everybody, I know the title talks about another New York video. I thought, okay, after yesterday's New York video, with early vote data, I thought, okay, that's it. No more New York videos until, well, probably like the governor's prediction, which is happening next week, reminder. But no. Nope. One day later, Trafalgar has decided to drop the equivalent of a nuclear bomb on this race. Look at this. New York statewide general election survey. Scroll down here. Lee Zeldin with essentially a 1 point lead over Kathy Hochul. 1 point lead for Zeldin. And I know in RCP it's a tie because they do the closest number. They round to the closest number. But guys, they have Zeldin up by a point, which could be statistical noise. But man, oh man, guys, we're officially in the range of possibility where I'm declaring this race a toss-up. Not lean Democrat, not likely Democrat. I've officially moved this race to a toss-up. I know, this was a very hard thing for me to decide when to do it. Because I just need one more good pollster, like Trafalgar, which has been weird this cycle, but one more pollster like Trafalgar to show a constant trend. Well, they show a trend. Back in September, alright, back in early September, late August, they had Hochul up by 5. Then early October, had Hochul up by 2. And then they came out last night with the bomb of the election, Lee Zeldin up by the equivalent of 1 point. Guys, there's no more, I don't think there's any other evidence to point to this race not being anything but a toss-up. Hochul is trending downwards fast. Her campaign's falling apart. Go look at the endorsements Zeldin has received in the past couple of days. These are not your traditional MAGA Republican groups. Trust me, these voters usually vote 95-5 Democrat, and they're coming to Zeldin in droves. Look at the rally he just did with DeSantis and Youngkin. That's a lot of people. And there's more and more evidence to say Hochul is potentially in big trouble. And you know the rule. If an incumbent is below 50% in the polling, especially in a midterm like this, where the opposing party is going to get a boost, that tends to spell doom for the candidacy. And look at this. She has not been above 50% for a couple days now. She's actually trending downwards. While the undecideds, the ones that were thinking, do we really go with the Republican? Do we vote Republican potentially the first time in like 20 years or so? A lot of them, they said, screw it, we gotta save this state. And Zeldin went from being down by around 6.5 to 7 points to being down by only 4.5. And that's with frickin' Emerson's Hochul plus 8, which was pre-debate. Trafalgar is the first poll to be post-debate. One of the first ones, actually. Maybe, hold on, let me check this real quick. Alright, sorry about that pause there, I had to quickly go to the wiki and check. And yeah, there's been a couple other pollsters that show very similar thing. Now, I know one of these is a Citizens United funded poll, but still, they have the race within the margin of error. A Democrat pollster has Hochul only up by 6, and this was before the debate. You see why the debate truly hurt Hochul? It was a disaster for her, and I don't think she should have debated. Her campaign, I think, made a big mistake. And it's probably because they realized, oh crap, Zeldin is surging, we need to get on the debate stage and pull something off. Well, Hochul may have been the worst debater I've ever seen, outside of Fetterman. I was about to say Fetterwoman, but same thing. But either way, Hochul had a disastrous debate performance that, quite frankly, may have destroyed her campaign. I mean, ever since that has happened, multiple groups have been endorsing Zeldin in droves. It just keeps piling on, and you look at some of his endorsements. There's quite a few Democrat endorsements. Now, Ruben Diaz, I wouldn't call him the most liberal Democrat in the world. He's fairly conservative. But there's been several Democrats to cross party lines and say, you know what? We're going to endorse Lee Zeldin because while we disagree with him on some policies, he's still the person that could potentially save this state. The only one that could seriously save it, because Hochul's been a disaster, somehow making Andrew Cuomo look competent. Somehow. And, well, Lee Zeldin just keeps picking up steam at the right time. That debate performance really did a lot of damage to Hochul. Now, the question is this. Instead of discussing, is this race truly a toss-up? At this point, we have to discuss, is this race about to flip Republican? Where are we at right now? Because you look at every single polling trend, Hochul continues to go down and down and down, while Zeldin keeps going up and up and up. Well, my answer is I think Zeldin could pull it off. I went from somebody that was skeptical to somewhat believing. I'm a full-on believer in Zeldin. All the data points point to a potential upset. Again, is he favored? I don't know if I could put that there yet, but he's very close to getting to that point where we could potentially discuss, is he a favorite or not? But we just got to see what happens. And the next couple of days, I heard some big pollsters going to release some numbers in New York. Now, again, the question is this. How are these undecideds going to vote? Because at this point, this is what's going to matter to the race. How will these 4 to 5% undecided voters vote? From what I've seen from crosstabs and data we've gotten, these voters, they tend to be male. They tend to be working age. They tend to have no college degree. And they tend to be independent voters. These are going to be the voters that decide, does New York have a chance of being saved? It's going to be a tough one. And if you live in the state of New York, you got to get out and vote, because this is the last shot you have to save the state of New York. It's a beautiful state. The fact that Democrats have ran into the ground the past 10 years, it's a disgrace. But I think Lee Zeldin, well, this race has went from safe Democrat to likely Democrat to toss-up just in 1 month. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video, because so many New York videos. But hopefully we get some more polling data to show us what's the biggest issue for undecided voters. From what I've seen for the Emerson poll, it was crime. That was one of the bigger issues for remaining undecideds. And all the trends they're pointing to, Zeldin has a shot at picking up those undecideds. It's a matter of who's going to win the undecided vote. That's who's going to win the governor's race. I cannot believe we're at this point. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching this quick video on New York. I know, so many New York videos, but this was so big that I had to discuss it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.